Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hi students, today I would like to discuss about P block elements. This is one of the important topic. NCERT point of view and JEE NEET point of view orientation, it was very important, and we will discuss briefly what the subtopics and chemical reactions and properties, everything we can discuss now. So, the topic name is the P block elements. So, here the position of the P block in modern periodic table is right side of the periodic table. All of you know about that. The total elements are situated, the total elements are placed at right side of the periodic table. So, here the P block elements are divided into 6 groups because number of p orbitals is equals to 3, that is px, py, pz. Number of p electrons is equals to 6. So, P block further divided into 6 groups. In modern periodic table, the position of the P block is right side of the periodic table. So, here those are boron, aluminum, gallium, indium, thallium. These are belongs to 13A group elements and 14A group elements: carbon, silicon, germanium, stannum, lead. While coming to 15th group elements: nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Later 16th A group elements: oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium, and 17th A group elements: fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. And last group, that is 18th group elements, are 0 group elements, nothing but helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. So, here these are the P block elements. Once you observe, the position of these elements are right side of the modern periodic table, and here first P block elements, 13th A group elements, it is called as boron family: boron, aluminum, gallium, indium, thallium. While coming to the 14th A group: carbon, silicon, germanium, stannum, lead, or it is also called as tin. And while coming to the 15th A group elements: nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. And 16th A group elements, oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium. And 17th A group elements, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. And last one is noble gases, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. So, these all elements are called as p block elements. In these elements, metals are there, non-metals, metalloids, all types of categories. Metallic properties, non-metallic properties, both metal and non-metallic properties, all types of elements are available in this P block. And here already we know in 11th class, that is first PUC, we know about the information of 13th A group elements and 14th A group elements, boron family and carbon family. So, rest of the groups, that is from nitrogen to noble gases, nitrogen family, oxygen family, fluorine family and helium family. Helium family is nothing but it is noble gases. So, we should focus in 12th class, that is from 15th A group elements to noble gases. And here the position of the P block is right side of the periodic table. Why these group elements are called as P block elements? Why these group elements are called P block? Let us consider nitrogen. All of you know about that nitrogen atomic number is 7. Configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. Atomic number 7. 7 atomic number stands for 7 electrons, 7 protons, 7 electrons. So, here nitrogen atom contains 7 electrons. The 7th electron is called as last electron, differentiating electron. Differentiating electron, 7th electron, last electron enters into p subshell, enters into p orbital. We know that here px, py, pz. Starting 2 electrons are entering into s orbital. Next one goes to 2s orbital. Later the 5th, 6th, 7th. 7th electron is called as differentiating electron. This differentiating electron is enter into p orbital or p subshell. Due to that, these elements are called as p block elements. So, make a note students, because of why these are called as p block. This is the first question. What will be the reason? Why we are consider these elements, nitrogen family is called as p block elements? Because of the differentiating electron enters into p orbital or p subshell. Hence, these are called as p block elements. So, here the 15th group elements, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Here you make a note regarding this antimony. Antimony symbol is SB. Actually, it is called as TBM. TBM is a Latin name and the common name is antimony. So, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth or belongs to 15th A group elements, or these are also called as 5th A group elements, and these are also called as nicogens. Nicogens. What will be the reason of, what is the meaning of nicogens? It was the Greek word nicogens. 15th A group elements are called as nicogens. Make a note students, this is very important point. Make a note, it was very important. 15th A group elements, nitrogen family is called as nicogens. Why these are called as nicogens? Because of these all are suffocating in nature. suffocation in nature, suffocating in nature. Due to that, these are called as nicogens. Here P will be the silence. So 15th A group elements are also called as nicogens. In 15th A group elements are belongs to P block elements, and the position of the 15th A group elements are right side of the periodic table. Make a note, this is very important. These are called as nicogens. Why these are called as nicogens? Suffocation, these are suffocation in nature. Due to that, these are called as nicogens. So here, according to the NCERT point of view, syllabus point of view, so what the information was there regarding this 15th A group elements? Now I would like to explain the occurrence, general trends, physical properties, chemical properties, preparation of nitrogen, preparation of ammonia, preparation of nitric acid, and preparation of phosphorus and oxy acids. By systematic manner we can explain one by one topic. So here today topic is 15th A group elements. 15th A group elements are called as nicogens, or these are also called as nitrogen family. So the topic name is 15th A group elements. So what are 15th A group elements and what are the general properties? How we have to remember? Because of need point of view orientation, we can easily find the option, because it is belongs to inorganic chemistry. Only theory orientation, no more numericals and no more conversions and mechanisms will be not required for this. Only theory. We should revise the chemical equations and practice the equations. While you practice the equations, definitely you will get easy to find the correct option. So here 15th A group elements. 15th A group elements are also called as nicogens. Those are nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. These are symbolized by like this. So here nicogens suffocating in nature, those are nitrogen, N, phosphorus, P, arsenic, As, antimony, Sb, or its Latin name is terbium, and finally is bismuth. So here once you observe the atomic number of nitrogen is 7, phosphorus is 15, arsenic 33, antimony 51, and bismuth is 83. So my dear students, make a note regarding these atomic numbers. Nitrogen 7, phosphorus 15, arsenic 33, antimony 51, and bismuth is 83. So here this is a group elements from top to bottom. From top to bottom we have to discuss some properties. Those are general characteristics, nothing but atomic radius, ionization enthalpy, electropositivity, electronegativity, density, melting points, boiling points, and general oxidation number and reducing nature. So these are the general characteristics of 15th A group elements. Not only 15th A group elements, all group elements general characteristics are followed by like this only. So here first we have to discuss about that electronic configuration. After completion of the electronic configuration, we can discuss the remaining properties. Remaining properties means the general characteristics. General characteristics of 15th group elements. So here nitrogen 7, the configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. This will be the simple electronic configuration of nitrogen atom. Nitrogen ground state, total 7 electrons are present. So this configuration is called as ground state electronic configuration. Ground state electronic configuration. See this ground state electronic configuration, s orbital completely filled, again 2s orbitals are completely filled, while coming to the p orbital, maximum number of p electrons already I said that is 6, but in this example it has only 3 electrons, only 3, half filled electronic configuration, half filled electronic configuration of nitrogen. So 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. Make a note students, because of according to the electronic configuration only we have to find the general oxidation numbers. What will be the general oxidation number of 15th group elements, and some properties also we can find from this general electronic configuration. So here 1s2, 2s2, 2p3 electronic configuration of nitrogen. While coming to the phosphorus, phosphorus is neon 3s2, 3p3. We know that neon belongs to noble gas, and the electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. Latter is 3s2 and 3p3. So it is a electronic configuration of phosphorus. And next arsenic is argon 3d10, 4s2, 4p3. Argon 3d10, 4s2, 4p3 is electronic configuration of arsenic. We know that argon electronic configuration and atomic number of argon is 18, 18 plus 10, 28, 28 plus 2, 30, 30 plus 3, 33. Atomic number of arsenic is 33. So here argon 3d10, 3d10 means penultimate shell. So it is valency shell. Valency shell, or it is also called as outermost shell. Outermost shell contains how many electrons here? 5 electrons. 2 will be s orbital, remaining 3 will be p orbital. While coming to the antimony, antimony krypton 36, 4d10, 5s2, 5p3. So here stbium, the Latin name of antimony is called as stbium. Sb is called as stbium, and it is also called as antimony. Atomic number is 51. Electronic configuration krypton 4d10, 5s2, 5p3, and last one is bismuth. The electronic configuration of bismuth is xenon 54. Xenon 54 atomic number, followed by 4f14, 5d10, 6s2, 6p3. So my dear students, make a note regarding these electronic configurations. These are very important. So according to this electronic configuration, how many electrons are present in outermost? 2 plus 3, 5 electrons. Except nitrogen, nitrogen penultimate shell 2 electrons. Nitrogen atom penultimate shell contains 2 electrons. While going to the phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, what will be the penultimate shell electrons? Phosphorus 8 electrons, arsenic, antimony 18 electrons. So here what will be the general electronic configuration of 15th group elements? This is very important point regarding the NCERT examination point of view. So general electronic configuration of 15th group elements: s orbital 2 electrons, while going to the p orbital 3 electrons. Once you observe here s2, 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 s2. While coming to this p3, 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 then where is the change? The change in only the number it is. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? These are called as principal quantum numbers. It is denoted by n. So, what we are observing here? We are observed only that the change in principal quantum number. S2P3, 2S2 2P3, 3S2 3P3, 4S2 4P3, 5S2 5P3. Last one is 6S2 6P3. So, what will be the general electronic configuration of 15th A group elements? NS2 NP3. Make a note, students, this is very important point regarding general electronic configuration of 15th A group elements. NS2 NP3. S orbital completely filled, while coming to the p orbital, half filled electronic configuration. Half filled electronic configurations, full filled electronic configurations are more stable than partially filling electronic configurations. So, here S will be completely filled, P is not partial configuration, it is half filled electronic configuration. So, general electronic configuration of 15th A group elements are NS2 NP3. So, here Fifteenth A group elements, these group elements are called as nicogens. Why these are called as nicogens? Because of suffocating in nature. Yes, exactly it was suffocating in nature. These are belongs to p block elements. Why these are belongs to p block elements? The differentiating electron enters into p orbital. What is the meaning of differentiating? Differentiating is nothing but last electron, final electron enters into which orbital, which subshell, p subshell. Due to that, these are called as p block elements. And here, the general electronic configuration of these group elements are NS2 NP3. So, point number 1 is nicogens. And second one is, these are belongs to p block, and third one is general electronic configuration of 15th group elements is NS2 NP3. So, now I would like to discuss about the general characteristics. What are the general characteristics? General characteristics of these group elements, we know that that is atomic size or ionic size, ionization enthalpies, electronegativity, electropositivity, oxidation numbers, reducing character, melting points and boiling points, and density. So, here once again, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Once you observe here, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Just a minute. Right. Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. So, these are 15th A group elements, and here one of the important question for board examination point of view. Now, I will explain that. So, here nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. Down the group, in modern periodic table, already we know that modern periodic table is designed like this. So modern periodic table is designed like this, and in this periodic table, left corner is S block elements and right side corner is P block elements, and between S and P block it was D block, and bottom of the periodic table it is F block elements. And in this S and D block elements, these are considered as metals, while coming to the special block, that is P block, because of this block contains metals, non-metals, metalloids. Three types of elements are available in this P block. While coming to the 15th A group elements, one simple trend, that is metallic character. Metallic character down the group metallic character increases. Remember students, in modern periodic table or in periodic table, down the group metallic character increases, non-metallic character decreases. Metallic character increases, non-metallic character decreases. In periodic table, bottom elements are considered as metals, top elements are considered as non-metals. Between metals and non-metals, remaining elements are considered as what it is? Metalloids. So let us consider in 15th A group elements, nitrogen, phosphorus, non-metals, arsenic, antimony, metalloids, and bismuth is a metal. So remember students, this was very important point. What the elements are present in 15th A group elements as metalloids? What the metalloids? Name the metalloids present in 15th A group elements. Name the metalloids present in 15th A group elements. Arsenic, antimony. Arsenic, antimony. Remember, revise. Arsenic, antimony. Arsenic, antimony are considered as metalloids. Nitrogen, phosphorus, metals. Bismuth is, nitrogen, phosphorus, non-metals. Arsenic, antimony, metalloids. Bismuth, metal. So down the group, metallic property increases, non-metallic property decreases. So remember students, nitrogen, phosphorus, non-metals. Arsenic, antimony, metalloids. Bismuth is metal. And here, because of this is one of the important question for NCERT point of view. Name the metalloids in 15th A group elements. Arsenic and antimony. Name the non-metals in 15th A group elements. Nitrogen, phosphorus. What the metal present in 15th A group element? Bismuth. So, arsenic, antimony are considered as metalloids. Bismuth is a metal, where nitrogen, phosphorus is non-metals. Here, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Already we know that, now only I said that nitrogen penultimate shell contains only 2 electrons, while going to the phosphorus 8 electrons, arsenic, antimony 18 electrons are present in penultimate shell. So here nitrogen, only 5 electrons are present in outermost. Let us consider that electronic configuration of this. So it is a 1s2 and it is 2s2 and it is 2p3. 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. 2 electrons are present in 1s orbital, 5 electrons are present in 2 second orbit. So total 7 electronic configuration. Suppose we are going to phosphorus 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, while coming to the 3s2, 3p3 and vacant it is a 3d orbital will be there in phosphorus. Once you observe here, Nitrogen only two levels, K shell, M, KL, K shell, L shell. 1s followed by 2s, 2p. While going to the phosphorus, 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p, followed by vacant 3d. This is very important point. Due to the presence of vacant d orbitals from phosphorus onwards, due to the absence of vacant d orbitals in nitrogen atom. Make a note, this is very important point. Nitrogen doesn't have vacant d orbitals. Is it possible to form 2d? Is it possible to form 2d? 2d is not possible because of d orbitals. From which level it is? M level, KLM, third shell. So there is no scope of 2d in second shell. So nitrogen doesn't have vacant d orbitals. Rest of the all elements consist vacant d orbitals. So here, what will be the use of this vacant d orbitals? Vacant d orbitals means, once you remember students, this is very important point. Here, how many unpaired electrons are there? 3 unpaired electrons are present in 2px, 2py and 2pz. So it is a 2p3 configuration. So in this 2p3 configuration, we can split this configuration like this. 2px1, 2py1, 2pz1, 3 unpaired electrons are there. Unpaired electrons, number of unpaired electrons. Make a note, this is very important point. Number of unpaired electrons is equals to number of bonds. Number of unpaired electrons is equals to number of bonds. Number of unpaired electrons is equals to number of bonds. Very important point. So nitrogen atom ready to form how many bonds? 1, 2, 3 bonds. Nitrogen atom ready to form 3 bonds because nitrogen atom contains 3 unpaired electrons in p subshell or p orbital. P orbital contains 3 unpaired electrons. So nitrogen atom ready to form how many bonds? 3 bonds with 1 lone pair of electron. Is it possible to form 2d orbital? Is it true? No. There is no 2d. D orbital from where it is? From third level. Except nitrogen, remaining all elements consist d orbitals. So what will be the use of this d orbitals? What will be the use of this d orbitals? So here 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. While coming to the phosphorus, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p3 followed by 3d0. So nitrogen atom doesn't have d orbitals. So nitrogen is ready to form only p pi bonds. Very important, my dear students. Make a note regarding this. Nitrogen atom ready to form p pi bonds. P pi. Formation of pi bond. Pi means pi bond. Formation of pi bond with respect to p orbitals. Formation of pi bond with respect to p orbitals is p pi bond. While going to the phosphorus, 3s2, 2 electrons are present in 3s orbital. 3p3, 3 electrons are present in p orbital, followed by 3d0, No more electrons present in d orbital. So it is electronic configuration of phosphorus atomic number 15, and this electronic configuration is called as ground state electronic configuration. Ground state electronic configuration. Ground state electronic configuration of phosphorus 3s2, 3p3, 3d0. Once you observe in this 3s electron pair is there. Suppose if this pair required sufficient energy or any radiations or sufficient energy, this pairing electron took that energy and jumps to 3s level to 3d level. This configuration can be written as 3s1 followed by 3p3 and next one is what? 3d1. So number of unpaired electrons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 unpaired electrons, how many bonds? 5 bonds. Already I said that number of unpaired electrons is equals to number of bonds. 3 unpaired electrons, 3 bonds. 5 unpaired electrons, 5 bonds. So this electronic configuration, first excited state electronic configuration. First excited state electronic configuration of phosphorus atom contains 1 electron in s orbital, 3 electrons are in p orbital, 1 electron is in d orbital. So the total unpaired electrons are 5 unpaired electrons. So phosphorus ready to form how many bonds? 5 bonds. Phosphorus ready to form 5 bonds. Number of unpairs is equals to number of bonds. Number of unpairs is equals to number of bonds is equals to number of orbitals. Number of orbitals means 1 s orbital, 3 p orbitals, 1 d orbitals, followed by sp3 dehybridization. sp3 dehybridization it is. Like this possibility is there in nitrogen? No. Why? Because nitrogen doesn't have 2d orbital. 2d orbital is present. 2d orbital is absent. Due to the absence of 2d orbitals, nitrogen only form 3 bonds, while going to the phosphorus 5 bonds. And here once you observe, lone pair is also present in nitrogen atom, and vacant d orbital also present in phosphorus, arsenic, antimony. So here, while coming to this point, nitrogen ready to form p pi bonds, because electrons are present in only p orbitals. While coming to the phosphorus unpaired electrons are present in p orbitals as well as in d orbitals. So except nitrogen, rest of the elements are formed d pi, p pi bonds and d pi bonds. So make a note, students, except nitrogen, remaining elements phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth ready to form d pi p pi and d pi bonds due to the presence of vacant d orbitals. Nitrogen atom only form p pi bonds. Due to that, nitrogen is gas at room temperature and diatomic. Remember, students, so nitrogen is diatomic. Nitrogen is diatomic and gas at room temperature. Nitrogen only the gas in 15th A group elements. Nitrogen only the diatomic in 15th A group elements. Nitrogen only the diatomic and nitrogen only the gas. And what about the rest of the elements? Rest of the elements are solids. Rest of the elements are solids and rest of the elements phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, tetraatomic. We should write phosphorus P4, AS4, SB4. These are considered as tetraatomic solids. And while coming to the bismuth, also it is solid. So remember students, earlier I said that nitrogen, phosphorus, non-metals, arsenic, antimony, metalloids, bismuth, metal. This will be the first point. Make a note. In 15th A group elements, nitrogen, phosphorus, non-metals. Revise this point. Arsenic, antimony, metalloids, bismuth, metal. And next point is nitrogen is diatomic. While going to the phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, tetraatomic. Except nitrogen, remaining all are solids. Nitrogen only room temperature is gas. Except nitrogen, remaining all are solids. Remaining all are tetraatomic. While coming to the nitrogen is diatomic. And between two nitrogen atoms, there will be a triple bond. Already I said that nitrogen ready to form which type of bonds? P-pi bonds. Because of the unpaired electrons are present in p orbitals. So between two nitrogen atoms, a triple bond is present. To break the bond, to break this, we require more amount of energy. More amount of energy required to break this bond. Due to that reason, at room temperature, nitrogen is inert, chemically inert it is. Why it was inert with chemical reactions? Because of, due to the presence of which bond? Triple bond. What is the bond dissociation enthalpy? Bond dissociation enthalpy is 225 kilocalories per mole or 941.4 kilojoules per mole. Make a note students, this was very important point. Nitrogen atom ready to form p-pi bonds between two nitrogen atoms. Because we know that nitrogen is diatomic, rest of the elements are tetraatomics. Nitrogen is a gaseous state, while coming to others, solids. Between two nitrogen atoms, which bond is present? Triple bond. Between two nitrogen atoms, triple bond is present. And the bond dissociation enthalpy is 225 kilocalories per mole. This kilocalories can be converted into kilojoules, that is 941.4 kilojoules per mole. Very high energy required due to break this bond. So it is inert in nature, inert in chemical reactions. Inert in chemical reactions, if we required chemical reactions, some conditions, temperature, pressure, catalyst, such type of conditions we required for chemical reactions of nitrogen. Due to the presence of triple bond, those are considered as p-pi bonds. Due to the presence of triple bond, nitrogen is inert in chemical reactions. That bond dissociation enthalpy is 225 kilocalories per mole or 941.4 kilojoules per mole. While coming to the phosphorus, arsenic, antimony or tetraatomic, phosphorus, let us consider phosphorus. Phosphorus is a tetrahedral geometry and each phosphorus is surrounded by 3 phosphorus atoms like this. So it is a tetrahedral geometry of phosphorus, and the bond angle PPP bond angle is a 60 degrees bond angle, and while coming to the PP bond length, this bond length is 221 picometers. So it is a regular tetrahedral geometry of phosphorus. PP bonds, PPP, see this one phosphorus is connected with the 3 bonds, 3 sigma bonds, these all are considered as sigma bonds. While coming to the nitrogen atom, one is a sigma bond, the rest of the bonds are what it is? Pi bonds. One sigma bond, 2 pi bonds are present in triple bond. While coming to the phosphorus, bond angle, PPP bond angle is 60 degrees, and bond length, P bond length is 221 picometers, and this is a regular tetrahedral geometry, and it is tetraatomic. While coming to the nitrogen, diatomic. Nitrogen is gas. Rest of the elements are solids. Nitrogen is diatomic. Rest of the elements are tetraatomics. Nitrogen, phosphorus, non-metals. Arsenic, antimony, metalloids. Bismuth is metal. So these are the general information regarding 15th A group elements. So you make a note regarding metallic character and bond dissociation enthalpies and states. Nitrogen diatomic, remaining all are tetraatomics. Nitrogen gas at room temperature, remaining all are solids. And general trends, and before starting the general trends, already we know that occurrence of 15th A group elements. Already in atmospheric air, nitrogen is available by 78% by volume, and this nitrogen is available in the form of salts, that is NaNO3. It is sodium nitrate. Sodium nitrate, this is called as Chile saltpeter. Chile saltpeter. And second one is KNO3. KNO3 is called as potassium nitrate. Potassium nitrate is called as Indian saltpeter. So make a note, these are the occurrence in atmospheric air. It is available in 78% by volume. While coming to the compound state, NaNO3, Chile saltpeter, and KNO3 is Indian saltpeter. So it is for nitrogen. While coming to the phosphorus, phosphorus is available in the form of apatite family. Apatite. Apatite is Ca3, PO4 taken thrice, CaX2. Ca3, PO4 taken twice, CaX2. So this is the formula of apatite. 3 Ca3, PO4 taken thrice, taken twice, CaX2. What is X here? X is equals to F, X is equals to Cl, X is equals to OH. You can substitute anyone. While it was CaCl2, CaF2, CaOH2, CaOH taken twice. OH2 means not OH2, OH taken twice. So here X is equal to OH, X is equals to Cl, X is equals to F. We will get apatites. If X is equals to F, that is called as fluoroapatite. CaF2, see this, 3 Ca3, PO4 taken twice, CaF2, that is called as fluoroapatite. Next one is, if it is chlorine, chloroapatite. If it is OH, hydroxyapatite. Fluoroapatite, chloroapatite, hydroxyapatite. So remaining arsenic, antimony, bismuth are available as sulfides mainly. So this will be the occurrence. And next one is the general trends. Because of the general trends, we know that general trends, that is atomic size. Second one is ionization energy. Third one is electron gain enthalpy. and fourth one is electronegativity, and fifth one is reducing property, and sixth one is density, seventh one is melting points, boiling points, and last one is oxidation state. So here these are considered as general characteristics, general properties of 15th group elements. We know that atomic size of the atom, atomic size we know already in first year, the distance between the center of the nucleus to outermost electron, which is present in outermost shell, is called as atomic size or atomic radius, covalent radius, ionic radius, different type of radius will be there, radii. So atomic size, already we know that general electronic configuration of 15th group elements, ns2np3. What is n stands for? Principal quantum number. For nitrogen it is 2. While going to the phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, the number will be increases 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. So down the group size increases. Down the group atomic size increases. What will be the reason? Down the group atomic size increases. What is the reason? Simple reason, that is the differentiating electron enters into new principal quantum number. Make a note, students, this is already all of you know about this. Why the size increases in groups from top to bottom, nitrogen to bismuth. What would be the reason to increase the size? The differentiating electron enters into new principal quantum number. While going to the nitrogen it is 2s2p3, phosphorus 3s3p3, arsenic 4s4p3 like that. So here size will be increases from top to bottom, from nitrogen to bismuth. While coming to the ionization energy we know that already the configuration is ns2np3. ns2np3 means p orbital is half filled. In atomic structure we know that half filled electronic configurations and full filled electronic configurations are more stable than partially filling configurations. We required more energy to remove an electron from outermost. So compared to 14th group elements, while compared to 16th group elements, because of we are discussed about 15, 14, 16, 15th group elements half filled configuration NP3, will be there. Just a minute. So from top to bottom size increases. If size increases, ionization enthalpies decreases. Why ionization enthalpy decreases? Because of from top to bottom size increases, ionization enthalpies decreases. But comparison to 14th group, comparison to 15th group, 14th group configuration NS2NP2, 15th group configuration NS2NP3, while coming to 16th group configuration NS2NP4, This is a half-filled electronic configuration of nitrogen. Half-filled electronic configuration of nitrogen. Stable electronic configuration, we require more energy to remove an electron from outermost. It is partially filling configuration. This is also partially filling configuration. So once you observe, compare to adjacent groups, carbon family, oxygen family, you compare with that. The IP values, first ionization potential values of 15th A group elements are high compared to 14th group elements and 16th group elements due to half-filled electronic configurations of 15th A group elements. What will be the regular trend while coming to the nitrogen to bismuth, what will be the trend? IP values are decreases, ionization potential values decreases. Why ionization potential values decreases? Size increase. Size increase means, imagine it is a nucleus. These are the first orbit, second orbit, third orbit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The distance between the center of the nucleus to outermost electron increases. The attraction forces decreases. Then we should easy to remove an electron from outermost. Due to that reason, from nitrogen to bismuth, IP values decreases. Ionization potential values decreases. What will be the reason? Size increase. Increasing the size, attractions decreases from nucleus to outermost electrons. So, outermost electrons can be easily removed. While comparison to adjacent groups, compare to 14th group, compare to 16th group, the IP values are quite rarely high. The IP values are completely high. What will be the reason for high? Because of it is half-filled electronic configuration. So what is the ionization enthalpies? From top to bottom, what happens? It is decreases, ionization enthalpies decreases, atomic radius, ionic radius increases. What is the reason ionic radius increases, atomic radius increases? Last electron enters into new principal quantum number. What is the reason for ionization enthalpies decreases? What is the reason? Size increases, the attractions decreases from center of the nucleus to outermost electron. Once you compare the group 15th elements ionization values with 14th group elements and 16th group elements, carbon less than, nitrogen greater than, oxygen. First ionization enthalpy values, carbon less than, nitrogen greater than oxygen. Actually what we are expecting, nitrogen also less than oxygen, but here nitrogen half-filled electronic configuration. Due to half-filled electronic configuration, 15th A group elements IP values are more. And while coming to the third one is density. Density, we know that D is equals to M by V. While going to top to bottom, atomic number increases, atomic size increases, mass also increases. So density also increases from nitrogen to bismuth. From nitrogen to bismuth, density increases because of mass of the atom increases, size of the atom increases. So density increases. While going to the fourth one is melting points. This will be the very important point regarding competitive point of view, but also there regarding this melting points. Melting point factor can be explained in the form of packing efficiency. Packing efficiency, we know that in solid state, metals packing closely packed more efficient, slightly packed less efficient. So melting points, already actually we know that nitrogen is non-metal, phosphorus non-metal, arsenic antimony, metalloids, while going to the bismuth is metal. So here and here nitrogen is a gas, remaining all are I said that is solids, and the factor melting point factor can be explained in the form of packing efficiency. And while coming to the bismuth, actually what will be the trend? The melting point trend is not regular. Nitrogen to arsenic melting point increases. Nitrogen to arsenic. So what about bismuth and stibbium? Before this, I would like to explain one point regarding this. So, before that melting point, first we have to once again coming back to this electronic configuration. While coming to nitrogen to bismuth, bismuth is a metal, while arsenic antimony non-metals, nitrogen phosphorus, arsenic antimony metalloids, nitrogen phosphorus non-metals, arsenic antimony metalloids, bismuth is metal. Once you observe in the bismuth configuration, penultimate shell, anti-penultimate shell. So this is ultimate, this is penultimate, it is anti-penultimate shell. Anti-penultimate shell F electrons, penultimate shell D electrons, while remaining examples only penultimate shells D electrons. Here coming to this one, only it is S electrons. So here while coming to the bismuth, number of electrons present in bismuth is 5 electrons are present in bismuth configuration, but bismuth is form only 3 bonds. Instead of 5 bonds bismuth configuration is unstable, 3 bonds bismuth configuration is stable. What will be the reason? This reason can be applied for melting point factor. So here 4F 5D configuration, 5D configuration. Once you observe here 4F and 5D, penultimate and anti-penultimate shells, this F electrons are applying poor screening effect. Due to that poor screening effect, that is also named as a lanthanide contraction. This lanthanide contraction, the outermost 2 electrons which are present in s orbital are strongly attracted towards center of the nucleus. So there is no scope to split these 2 electrons. Only 3 electrons are available for bond formation. Due to that reason, bismuth is form only 3 bonds. This is explained in the form of inert pair effect. Inert pair effect. Due to the inert pair effect, bismuth ready to form how many bonds? 3 bonds. Remaining all elements are ready to form how many bonds? 5 bonds. 3 bonds possible for bismuth, 5 bonds are possible for nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony. Nitrogen forms 3 bonds. Some exceptions will be there. We'll discuss the exception on next class. So here, dear students, I hope you understood. Bismuth is ready to form how many bonds? 3 bonds. That is 3 covalent bonds, covalent in nature plus 3. Due to the reason is inert pair effect. What is inert pair effect? Reluctance of ns orbitals for bond formation. Why these are reluctance? Due to the poor screening effect of f orbitals. Why f orbitals poor screens? Due to the peculiar shape of f orbitals. F orbitals peculiar shape. These are poor screening effect. So these electrons are not split. When electron splits, bond formation takes place. If electron not splits, there is no bond. Because already outermost it has 3 unpaired electrons, it is form only 3 bonds. Clear? So if the 6s electrons are splitting, then it is ready to form 5 bonds. But bismuth is ready to form 3 covalent bonds only. This factor is applied to explain that melting points. So remaining part we will discuss on tomorrow. I hope you understood. Revise the topic and read NCERT and read thorough the NCERT and practice the competitive point of view bits which books are available in your home. You can practice from that, read content and practice well. I hope you understood. All the best. Thank you.